Today we're going to take our 2019 Golf GTI over to the dealership for some warranty work, even though this car has been modified and is currently making 400 plus horsepower on a dyno tune. Let's see how this goes. This car has an IS38 turbo, colder intake, front mount intercooler, and an aftermarket downpipe with a cobb dyno tune. So it's not a stock car. We've got a leaking coolant issue here. I recently just topped it off. You can kind of see it's a little bit below the max line right now. There's coolant on the floor. You can't see it right now, but I'll show you in just a moment. Most likely that's going to be the water thermostat housing, and we're going to need to get that replaced. It's a pretty common issue on these cars. Yep, and there's the stain spot right there from the leaking coolant. So before we get started, there's a couple things we need to do before we can drop this car off at the dealership successfully. First thing, we need to unmarry the cobb access port, which is right here. I have it unplugged right now, but we need to unmarry this from the car. That way it shows that there's no active software tunes before taking the car in. Basically, when you take your car into the dealership, they go ahead and plug it into the OBD2 port down here, and they scan for a bunch of fault codes and everything. So you want to make sure this is fully disconnected software-wise from the ECU before taking that in. In order to do that, I need to also get rid of the rest of the E85 in my gas tank right there. So we're pretty close, but I need to use up the rest of that and start pumping in some pump gas and switch files back so we can successfully do that. Keep in mind, guys, this car only has 24,000 miles. Man, I can smell the E85, holy shit. I usually never run my car this low on fuel, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. By the way, also because it is a pretty common issue, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do it, but again, some people have said that Volkswagens have declined any sort of warranty work because the car came in with like a previous flash, or they see like an intake under the hood, or you know, anything like that. They found a front mount intercooler, little things like that. So this is just going to be my overall experience if we would have the same encounter, or if the warranty work will be done. 85 to 90% sure they're going to do the warranty work, just because, you know, they want those labor hours. I'm no VW technician, so don't quote me on that. Damn, bunch of graffiti. Sheesh. We're almost there, guys. We're about to make it to the gas station. And we made it to the gas station. It's time to pump some overpriced 91 into the gas tank. Looks like it's at 4.9 right now. We made it just in time. It's pretty low. That should be good enough. All right, so we got the 91 in the tank now. We should be good to go. If you guys don't already do this, sometimes it's always nice to tap the pedal a little bit whenever you switch maps or switch fuel maps, just to kind of clear up the knocks a little bit. You'll see that it'll knock a little bit right now because it's running on a completely different map. Starting off a little bit rough, but the more I rev it out, it's not really knocking anymore. And now the throttle's becoming a little bit sharper, a little bit more responsive. And 91 map, let's go. It's been a while since I've driven on this. Basically since the car first got tuned, so very, very interesting. Upon arrival to the dealership, I went ahead and spoke with the service advisor and mentioned to him that I did have a leaking coolant issue and noticed some dry coolant stains by the oil pan. At this point, I was kind of honest with him. I let him know that the car does have some physical modifications, but I did not reveal that the car has been previously tuned or has been flashed in the past, or how much horsepower it was making prior to bringing the car in. All they know, they think it's just like a modified intake and a few other goodies. Some inspection papers right here. We're gonna drop the car off. Everything seems to be good to go. I'm not gonna see it for a little bit, for, I don't know, probably a couple days. All right, and it is the very next day, and while I was editing the video you are currently watching, the first half of it at least, I did get a call back from the service agent over at Volkswagen, and this is what he had to say. Drumroll please. Yes, the car is going to be covered. So I am pretty thankful that it is covered under warranty. Normally this would be anywhere between like a $700-800 job up to a $1,200 job, depending on which dealership you take your car to, or local like performance shop or VW specific shop. Anyways, let's go down there, let's go ahead and pick up the car, guys, and then we are going to talk a little bit more about the software tune that I had. Did it get noticed by the dealership at all? So went back to the dealership to pick up the car. I was pretty excited, and I went inside and speak with the service advisor one more time just to make sure everything on the car was good to go. I did ask him, because I was very eager, if the car did get picked up for any software tunes or anything like that, and it did take him a while to kind of get back to me because he had to double check the files and everything. But once he did mention that yes, that the car did pick up a previous software tune, aka that's the cobb accessport that was attached to the vehicle, as you've seen earlier in this video. So what can we say about all of this? Basically, and take this with a grain of salt, you can still have a modified car and still have warranty work done. Oh, hell yeah. Obviously, it's very situational in the sense as something like a failing part like this, like a thermostat housing versus a blown motor or blown turbo. Obviously, they would point more fingers at that software tune. So essentially, you know, you're throwing the dice every time you modify your car. This is not to scare you at all. Honestly, I would say if you really want to enjoy the platform for what it is, definitely worth it to do that. Or for any car, just be prepared if something bad did happen. I will say though, it looks a lot better to go in with an unflashed tune than a active flash. You always want to remove that back to stock just in case. Anyways, if you guys made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments down below if you had any issues or any stories or any experiences you want to share about warranty, and if you ever had any blown turbos or engines, anything like that. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be reading each and every one of them. So if you did enjoy this video, please support the channel by giving it a like. It really helps me out. I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.